So we're ready. We've rebuilt the truck. And here it is, completely rebuilt, totally redesigned. We have a J Concepts 90s Ford truck body that I just got painted up last week after it came. We have Proline tires and rims with the 17.5 millimeter offset for the wheels. All right, we got G-made. You can see them in there. I get some G-made shocks. So to do this build, to transform what we saw before to what we see now, we'll just take another look. Take another little quick look around. You can see the bed there. See the spacing. All right, so what we've done, we'll just pick off the body clips. We'll take a look inside. So it took some work. I'm really happy with how this body turned out. It just looks excellent. Now that's a 330 millimeter wheelbase on the body, and the chassis is actually 313, but with the big tires, it matches up really well. And we'll just pull the body clip off. Body comes off. Take a look inside. I put some body repair tape actually, and some Gorilla tape over it just to keep those holes nice and solid so they won't tear. So we've made a few changes. So we put on these G-made shocks, monster truck shocks. Had to sand off the bottom mounting piece so it could fit. But we put them in and we moved the shock mounts up. You can see there's two holes. Move the shock mounts up and then move the body mounts up. So that's why the body sets and looks so neat. Painted the rims. Now that paint's gonna flake off and stuff as time goes on, but it looks really good now. So these are painted, two-piece rims. Yeah, tires are glued on. Servo's in there. Now I had this out for a drive when I first put the tires on with the old body, and I broke both drive shafts. So today it got some HR Racing, HR Hot Racing drive shafts put in. So hopefully those hold up. But when I put the big tires on and I had the stock drive shafts, they broke. And actually I'll show you that. So here are the broken drive shafts. So you can see on this end, it broke. It snapped, sheared right off, or connected to the transmission. So they didn't last very long. They looked really, really tough. They look like really good stuff, but if the camera focuses there, you can see totally sheared it off. So yeah, they're tofu. We'll call those tofu. So that's the truck. Let's throw the body back on. Take another look. Body on. So that's the truck. I did have it out for a drive. As I said, I broke the drive shaft, so it only took about 5 minutes. So we'll take it out again. We'll see how this works with the new drive shafts. But it does look really nice. It is quite scale. I like the ride height. The shocks are nice and soft. I put 45 weight Team Associated oil in those, and it's got quite a bit of articulation, more so than before because they can actually collapse farther. The base of the shock is actually higher, so it actually has more articulation than before. And we can just take a look. So it'll lift up the front wheel until the other one starts to lift. And yeah, back wheel is still on the ground. Still on the ground. There. Back wheel just lifted off. So you can see there's a hell of a lot There's a hell of a lot of articulation in that truck because it was definitely a crawler. So there's actually a bit more now. The shocks are nice and slow. I wanted to slow them down. The other ones, I don't think they had any oil in them. I took them apart and I couldn't get the seals out, and a little bit of oil came out, but it was like water. So they collapsed really quickly. These are better. They do leak a little bit. Other people have complained about the G-Made shocks leaking. I might put some plumber's tape on the thread. That might actually solve it. But yeah, the truck looks fantastic. And I really like that J Concepts body. I did it up with Ferrari red. The red is Ferrari, and in just the plain Tamiya white, and painted the bed black. And the windows are actually, it's hard to see, but the windows are actually see-through. So that's the truck. It's ready to go, and we'll have to go outside and take it for a ride. say? So, we get it built. We get it out for a ride. It's holding up pretty good. I cleaned most of the dirt off. But I don't know if you noticed during the video, maybe you couldn't hear it. There's some snaps or clicks in there under power. And I think it's in the back diff. There's a snap. Yeah? You can hear that, eh? So I'm not sure what that is. Running these big tires is really hard on drive shafts, as I already figured out. It's really hard on your transmission. Definitely, these are big things to be turning. Lots of rolling resistance. So I think I broke my servo. That does not sound, and there's a knock in it. That does not sound how it used to sound. That's not how a Savax servo usually sounds. So maybe I gotta look in. I gotta probably replace that servo. So that hasn't had much use on it. Maybe I'll use it for spare parts. But I guess I better put a servo saver on because I lost that really quick. So it'd be nice to get through a whole battery pack. Didn't quite do it. The body's in pretty good shape, and considering it landed on its roof, spun around. I think the front diff is fine. I think the back one has an issue. Well, now I do have another servo I could just throw in. We could do more filming, but it is lower torque and higher speed, and I don't think that's gonna help us. I think I need a servo saver. So that's the first attempt to make this into a real monster truck, and I think our results are 50-50, so. How do I feel about the TFL, the original one I bought? I think it's fine. As I said in the last video, like $300-400, that's a fine thing to buy. Building into a monster truck, maybe not your best idea if you had it. Well, it's going to be expensive. Yeah, so all in, adding up all the money, just off the top of my head, we're probably looking at like $800. $900 or something sitting right here. So it ain't cheap. Maybe there'll be another video. I mean, not necessarily on this truck. I have so many cars. My favorite car, or my favorite truck is actually this one, the Lunchbox. And there's quite a bit of upgrades on that. I got some Ampro engineering parts, a bunch of stuff on GPM parts. This is the most fun to drive, but I got lots of cars here. Maybe I'll review some classic Tamiya re-releases, or maybe I'll do some videos on some other things. I do have the Kyosho Mad Van over there. Love that. I've broken that quite a bit. Half of that's been replaced, so maybe I can do a video on that. I can talk about all the things I've broken. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hoping you like my little videos. I'm not really sure what I'm trying to do. I just like to share my hobby with all you guys. So have a great day.